What's up, guys? The red light is on. We are live, the Fight Banana Show. Elle Dawson to my left, Dave Van Auken. Elle, how are you? Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. I'm super pumped for today's show. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Well, let me push this button. I had some time. Look at this, Dave Ellison. Multiple guests. I'm getting a text. The show is just insane. All right, guys. Fabian Edwards coming on around 10 minutes. Dalton Rosta, 130. Both humongous winners from PFL Orlando.
Dalton's coming on at 140.
Okay. Yeah, I can just push a couple buttons. I can edit that. No problem.
Just so you weren't at 130 because he wouldn't know.
Gotcha. And I think we're going to have Mokaev come on at 210. And I think G might pass on today's episode. You know, just we're getting close to G's fight. Camp is getting tight and life is happening. So we might skip on G. So, but packed show, guys. Packed show.
No, it is. What?
I was going to say, how was your weekend? How was your Easter? I know we're in Orlando. We'll talk about that in a second, but how was your Easter? How's everything going in Elle Dawson's life?
It was so good. It was so good. I missed my normal Sunday crew, of course, with the morning crew. But it was nice. You know, we went to church really late. We went at like 1 p.m. So we slept in super late, hung out with the dogs, went to church, did some barbecuing over at Dakota Ditcheva's place. It was a good day.
Whoa, a lot of content. Dakota Ditchva just dropped a little clip with yourself today. That was nice.
Yep. We got to chat with her. You guys have been asking me for months why I don't know anything more about when Dakota fights. So go check our little mini interview on the Fight Bananas page, and maybe it'll have some info for you.
I like it. Dude, she looked awesome. You looked awesome as well, Elle. Shout out to you. You look tremendous. Just real quick, wrap up. How is PFL Orlando? There's a lot of stuff I want to get into. I know not even Fabian. There's a lot of UFC stuff. I got a pay-per-view thing. WrestleMania was this past weekend, so I got a nugget on that. But, Elle, how was Orlando?
It was amazing. This was by far the best week in the tournament. Like, middleweight and lightweight was insane. Absolutely insane. We had big finishes, big upsets. Dalton Rosta that we have on coming on later, he opened as an underdog. Fabian Edwards both opened and closed as a dog before the fight. And both guys absolutely showed out and looked phenomenal. Gaji Rabadanov. They keep correcting me how to say it, and I think I keep messing it up. Gaji looked amazing. I do think Mark Jacasey kind of slipped, which just set up the finish for Gaji. I haven't seen very many lightweights that are putting people away with ground and pound so quickly, like Gaji did against Jacasey. And he'll be rematching JJ Wilson in the next round. And they're very, very respectful guys, very, very nice to each other, but should be a really, really fun fight. But I really did expect Jacasey. You know, he's a UFC veteran. He's got a lot of experience. I expected him to be able to hang with Gaji for a little bit. So how good did he look?
Yeah, insane. I watched it from afar. So I was commentating on island fights. So it's always hard. I'll get into that in 1 second, but definitely went back to rewatch it, watched all the Fight Banana stuff. So it looked awesome. Looks like you guys had a great time. The fight, there's been so many finishes in the PFL. I saw the coach made a big video about that. So that's awesome. Shout out to the PFL. Not this week. They're off this weekend. UFC Kansas City's taking over. Ian Gary and Carlos Pratas. We'll get into that in a second. But then next weekend, the last weekend of PFL in Orlando, it's been great. We love it. But one more week, it's on a Thursday. So shout out to them. So two little things on my side. And like I said, I got so much to get into. But for one is with the fight. So I commentated on island fights. Trying to think. I don't know how many shows. I probably commentated or, did post-fight speeches, press conference, whatever you want. Probably 20 to 25 shows, maybe more. I'm not too sure. This was the longest show I've ever did. It was 18 fights. We started at 7 p.m. Central Time. I call it fake time. So we started at, if you want to, 8 a.m. It went, 8 p.m. It went to midnight Central. So for us Floridians, that went to 8 to 1 o'clock. It literally was 5 straight hours of just fights. No intermission, no stop. It was just 5 straight hours of fights. I was dead. like I wanted to go out afterwards, Elle. I didn't drive back right away. I stayed my happy butt in Pensacola. I wanted to hang out with the boys and see everyone. I went home and went to bed. I was exhausted, Elle. Exhausted.
I don't blame you. No, I kind of felt the same way. You know, I had 3 teammates on the card last weekend, and I didn't work for nearly as many hours as Dave did. But I had 3 teammates on the card last weekend. I wanted to eat dinner with them. I went, I ate dinner. I finished my dinner. They were still hanging out. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm going back to the hotel. And I think they stayed out till like 1 or 2 in the morning. It's like, nope, not for me.
To be young, to be young. All right. So one little nugget I want to get into, guys. I'm telling you, packed. We got Dricus Duplessis. We got Ian Gary stuff. We got John Jones stuff. There's a lot of stuff to get into. But this past weekend was WrestleMania 41. 2 nights in a row. And the main reason why I want to talk about, one, it's, half of my show, so I can talk about whatever I want. But 2 is, with them being under the TKO banner, I don't know if you saw it, Elle. Dana White was there. Colby Covington was there. DC was there. DC was doing content all weekend long, kind of for WWE and stuff. Izzy was there for both nights. And of course, Ariel Helwani's been, look at this. This is what I'm getting at. I'm going to leave this comment up here. Ariel Helwani talked a lot about it. Chael Sonnen did a post-fight thing. And what I see on all of socials, Elle, is this. MMA fans booing. I kind of see your face. I don't understand why it's so polarizing to combat sports fans. I don't understand why it's so hated. Like UFC fans love Lord of the Rings. UFC fans love Harry Potter, Star Wars, Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad's a fake show. He's not a real chemist, people. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I just don't understand. Han Solo doesn't really exist, Elle. He's a fake character. I don't get why this is so hated. Do you want to know
what's so funny? Actual fighters love and respect pro wrestlers.
Yeah, I know.
We appreciate how difficult it is, whether it's scripted or not. I will ask you this. I'm very confused by something.
Sure.
This guy, this Jay Orso guy, okay? Everybody's like, so I understand he was kind of not popular for a while. Am I right?
Oh, Jay Uso.
Uso, whatever. Okay. So everybody's like, he's been counted out, blah, 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 and now he's the champion. Cool. Love it. Love a Cinderella story. Why is there an excited response about somebody surprising becoming champion since we know it is scripted? That's what I don't understand. I can appreciate the spectacle and the event and the athleticism, but I don't understand the oh, we're so surprised thing.
So when, and this is probably going to go way over your head, it's just the first analogy that went in my head, Elle, I'm sorry. Did you ever see the great movie Usual Suspects?
Yeah, I love the Usual
Suspects. Okay, there you go. Were you surprised when Kevin Spacey started walking and he was the villain? Were you surprised?
I guess that's fair. So it's just it's like, wow, they lifted this guy. But if he was unpopular, why are people excited about him being a champ? I guess that's what
he's not unpopular. That's like an internet thing. The internet thing doesn't he's very popular. He's my son's favorite. He is beloved. So real quick, in my little analogy, and I say this all the time, when Grant Dawson fights for the championship, one, I'm going to be in the building live. And if he wins the championship, Elle, and I would assume you'd be like, yeah, Dave, same thing here. I'm going to go crazy. I will probably yell and scream and jump. You ready for this one now? I'm man enough to say I will cry happy tears when Grant wins the championship. So, and I know that's real, that's what it goes to WWE. Some people love these characters and they love these people and they get really happy and upset. Back to dude, there's been some movies. Did you ever cry in a movie? Princess Bride, maybe? I don't know. Titanic?
Princess Bride is for laughing.
Okay. Anybody want a peanut?
By the way, The Princess Bride is my number 1 movie of all time.
I know you will. That's why I said it. I just, long story short, and we've been longer than I thought in this, I just don't get the hate, the vitriol from the fans. It's
and look at the fact that these fighters that maybe we think are reaching the end of their career that they are there. Like, that's just more opportunity for fighters for after they're done fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Colby Covington does a crossover, I think Israel Adesanya in WWE would be huge. I feel like he would be an absolute superstar to people.
Conor McGregor, come on. Floyd Money Mayweather did. He already wrestled on a WrestleMania 20 years ago, and it's funny to say he kind of got a big pop because of it. Like, his career exponentially got bigger because he gained so many fans, crossover fans. Mike Tyson performed at WrestleMania before. It's a thing. Like, it might not be your thing, and that's fine. And like, not to you personally, El, but to whoever. Yeah, exactly. But I just don't understand why people despise it. I don't know. Just don't get it.
I don't
like. My wife loves anything on Bravo, right? Like the Ocean Deck and the Charleston show. Probably there's some girls and they'd be like, "Oh, I know." Like, my wife loves that stuff. I walk in, I'm like, not my cup of tea. But like, I understand why my wife likes it, and I'm not going to make fun of her. I don't get it.
No, I think it's cool. I would like, there's definitely things I do see, like the UFC brass being very involved with things that are not the things that I think need fixed in the UFC. So I guess I can understand like that argument. Like, why aren't we focused on making judging suck less? Why aren't we focused on building a feeder show to the UFC because MMA outside the UFC is dying? You know, like, so I can understand the argument there where it's like, I would like to see them focus on other things besides Power Slap and WWE. But as for like that standalone, no, I love seeing the crossover.
I will say this out and you're 99.9% usually right. They are very different. Like, there can be the UFC brass has literally zero to do with the WWE. They're under the same umbrella and they probably work on like Netflix deals together. But like, you know, the people making decisions for the UFC are not making it for WWE and vice versa. It's not like they crossed over. You know what I mean? And also, the last thing I'll say is, so Dana White was there and they talked to Dana White while he was leaving. And even he walked out. He's like, I can't believe they did this. Like, they literally sold out the football stadium. It's right next to T-Mobile. They didn't sell out that. And they did, by the way, last night on Monday. They literally sold out the football stadium 2 nights in a row, El. And I love the UFC more than anyone on this planet. I feel like they can't sell out a football stadium. Like, what fight sells out a football stadium 2 nights? And imagine 2 nights in a row. Imagine if they did UFC 300, UFC 301 back-to-back nights. Are they selling out a football stadium?
No, that's fair. It's fair.
Crazy.
Different. It's different. I'm on your side, man.
All right. I'm sorry, I'm passionate. Yes, I messaged him. He messaged back. Yes, he should. I think we know Eastern time. I know Fabian's maybe a couple minutes late. We'll talk to him. We'll get him on. Let me see.
Okay, you did double check the time zone. We've had issues with our UK fighters in the past where it's a difficult time frame.
Dude, I'm not even joking now. If no one jumps on this show, and I think G's skipping this show, you know, she is close to fight night. You know, I say this to all the time. There's nothing more important than winning. Everything else comes secondly. But I feel like you and I can go for 2 hours if we need to. So I'm ready. If you're ready, all right. You ready for the first UFC nugget of the day? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
So and I think one leads into the other. So news, Kevin Aioli, one of the best in the business, not clickbaity guy. He's very glued into some of the high ups of UFC. Very good journalist, a legitimate journalist. 3 days ago said, hey, he's hearing Dricus Du Plessis is injured and not hurt. The word is injured. He will be out multiple months. And of course, we all know UFC 317. We're like 60 days away from the International Fight Week. The main event has always been told to us way beforehand. We have no idea who's going to be. And we were leaning, the stuff on the street was Dricus Du Plessis against Chimaev. That is probably not happening with DDP's injury. So one, what do you think of DDP's injury? What does that do for him in the middleweight division? And then more importantly, the second part of this talk is, what the hell are they going to do for UFC 317? What headlines International Fight Week?
I honestly don't know with 317 because I feel like we have so many big title fights before that. I'm trying to pull up.
I totally disagree. That's a whole other thing. That is so funny you said that.
We have like welterweights coming up.
Dude, I have never seen, and I love the UFC. I'm pro UFC. This has been the weakest 6 months in the UFC headline in history. Can I tell you some of these real quick?
Go for it.
If I would have told you 2 years ago or a year and a half ago or last year, this is the headliner so far of 2025. And dude, he's friends of the show. And I know you're very cool with Mokaev, but Mokaev versus Mokaev is not the biggest headliner and I know is short note
to be. I'm just saying the weight class. That's like one of the biggest weight classes that people get excited about. The lightweight.
I agree. But
that's what.
Okay. Mokaev, Mokaev, The next month was a rematch, and a lot of people weren't into it. DDP versus Strickland. The third month was Poatan, and Poatan's always great, but let's just be honest, not a lot of people are into Ankalaev. Like Ankalaev's a little bit of a sore spot. The next one was Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez, who were super high on Volk, but Diego, that was his first headline of all time. Bilal versus JDM, and then Merab versus Sugar in a rematch. So pretty crazy. I think it's been a weak run. Yeah,
no, I guess that's fair. Like, that's fair. I honestly do expect, I don't think it might not be the headline, but maybe Pantoja will be on UFC 317. Like, it's about time.
Yeah.
Right time, right? But
headline International Fight Week. I don't know. Someone who's not on a weak run. All right, now let's talk about someone who's on a hot run. Maybe one of the best fights of his career was this past weekend in Orlando, Florida. We did a lot of content with him. He was gracious to us. He's gracious for coming back on the show today. The one and only Fabian Edwards. Fabian, my man, how are you, sir?
How you doing, guys? I'm well. Thank you.
Happy to have you, man. What a fight. What a weekend.
Yeah, what a win.
I know. It's a good weekend. Good week in Florida.
I've been practicing this all week, baby. I've been practicing.
The technique looks all right as well. Your technique looks all right.
I respect.
You don't have to lie to him.
Sorry, we're cool, man. And just to be blunt and honest off the rip, you were kind of you and your team was the first person I walked into on media day. And yeah. I thought you were great. Your team was great. You guys were great to fight Banaz all week. So I just want to say on air, off air, all that. We want to thank you. You were great to us all week. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. So yeah, thanks for having me. Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course, yeah. Let's get into this last weekend. So you're back home now, right? You're back on the UK.
Yeah. Jet lag. I'm jet lagged.
I was gonna. Did you stay in Orlando for a little bit, or did you come right home?
No. I just got back home. I was out there for like 9 days. So once the fight was finished, I was like, "Get me home." Get me home.
No, that's fair. That's fair. No Disney World for you. Not happening this time around.
Now all the boys are scared of the rides, so. So the whole week I was like, let's go on the rides and stuff. And all the coaches and my brother and everyone was like, fuck that. So I never got a chance to do it,
You just need to go solo. The single rider's line moves faster.
That is true. Good point. Good point. Fabian, you were very on media day talking about Impa. Impa was a little bit of the poster boy of this event, and kind of the headliner, right? Like, and he's had success in this tournament before for the PFL and all that. Just hearing you, it wasn't a fake confidence either. It was like, whoa, me and we talked about it all fair. We're like, Fabian's going to win this fight. Like, it looked like you knew you were going to get the job done. Where does that come from? Does it come from all the preparing that you did? Is there something that you saw on tape against Impa? It just seemed like you were ultra confident heading into this fight against kind of their favorite.
Yeah, like you said, their favorite. I think a lot of guys picked Impa to beat me, but stylistically, it was a great matchup for me. I feel like he's a striker, I'm a striker, and I just believe that I was the better man. And it's no disrespect to Impa because he's lovely. Like he's a good man, but I just felt like I had his number, and yeah, it proves in there.
Absolutely, yeah. He's gonna do it.
All show. I'm sorry. All show. It's a Fabian elbow. That's what it's called now to me.
You can't beat a good elbow. So you can't beat it.
We talked about the elbows after the fight in the post-fight presser. I asked you, like, do you feel like the fight would have looked differently for you if you had not had those elbows added back in for PFL this season? You said absolutely not. But was that always the plan? Was like, this is how I'm going to get the job done, was specifically with this elbow?
Yeah. From the team, we saw that Impa likes to um just his style, like he kind of throws and like leave his feet behind him. So I knew that if my feet's not working, I have to stay there and meet him. So me and the team designed that game plan, and it worked out a treat. Like I said, I don't think Impa expects for me to stay there and meet him. So I do think that's what kept him off me a little bit as well.
And
if I could say, can you, for the people watching and
Yeah.
listening to that, that's so technical. I think that went over a lot of people's heads. When you say when you don't keep the feet moving, so is it half your game plan is for you to keep moving, you keep circling, you keep finding those angles, and then the other times when you don't, it's like, hey, when we gotta have him do this man dance, here comes me through the middle, through with those elbows. Is that kind of layman terms, casual terms of saying that?
Yeah, pretty much. You got it bang on. You know what I mean? You got it bang on. It was like I said, sometimes when you find a guy and his style is pressure and that, for you to always get away, sometimes it's hard. So sometimes you got to bully the bully. And
lost your audio there for a second. Oh, I think he's back.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, me? Okay. Impa also, he was really trying to engage in the clinch. Did you expect him to wrestle, or do you feel like that's something that he felt once you guys were in the striking exchanges and you were a little bit sharper and you were winning those striking exchanges, he started to adjust?
Yeah, I don't think it was a game plan of his, but I was happy. Like, once we engaged in the clinch, I know my corner was saying kind of like getting away from it, but I wanted to stay there because I've seen from his previous fights as well, if he engage in the grappling, he kind of loses a bit of his power. You know what I mean? So I was pretty happy to hang out in the clinch a bit because I could hear a lot of like, it was like grunting. So I just knew he was using a lot of strength. So I thought, let me just stay in there for a little bit, allow him to burn himself out. And I felt like that also helped me as well.
For sure. Probably one question that probably been asked already, or all the Bellator guys have been asked. Massive transition into PFL is a wonky 18 months, just to say the least. But we're here now, and we're in this tournament. Not to say my question's not was it worth it all this wonky time, because it was kind of out of your hands. But how frustrating or how difficult has been kind of the last year and a half, and seeing what's next. And now it seems like PFL is definitely moving forward and onward. And, again, they have you in the main event spot the first time you fought since for them. How has been this last year, 18 months for you personally with fighting?
Personally, for myself, it's been all right. I think I've had like 2 fights with since PFL's took over Bellator. Obviously now Bellator is gone. But I had 2 fights. My contract was the same, communication was the same. So for myself, it's been great. You know what I mean? Like, for myself, I have been great. I mainly deal with Mike Hogan, who's came over from Bellator, and we got a great working relationship. And everyone's been good to me. Like, fight week went smooth. No hiccups, no anything, and I enjoyed it proper.
Beautiful.
So now that you've gotten home, you've had some time since the fight. I know you were the main event, so I'm sure you didn't get a chance to watch everybody else in the tournament that night. Now that you're back home, have you gotten a chance to take a look at Josh's fight and also the other side of the bracket with Jeffrey and Dalton Rosta, who we actually have coming on after you today, so that should be interesting.
Nah, I've been trying to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying to catch up on this sleep because since my fight, I haven't really slept. I watched Josh because obviously he's fought Impa twice. But when I was watching those fights, I was mainly watching Impa. I mean, I wasn't really watching Josh that much. So, like I said, I'm just trying to have a bit of deload, allow my body to recover, and then we'll go. But what I saw off Josh fight, I like it. A southpaw as well, southpaw versus southpaw. Yeah, I like the matchups. It's fun.
El, I meant to tell you that earlier. PFL gave me the script already. They said Fabian and Dalton was moving on to the championship. That's why we got them both on the show today. So they gave me the script. So there you go.
I have to have Josh on next week.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And he said it. He said it.
But like I said, one of the first things I said too, and I ran into your brother, of course. One of the greatest welterweights in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
For me, right? I got two brothers, and we always turn each other up. We're always our biggest supporter. How amazing is it to have me? Yeah, I got two brothers. Oh, thanks, Al. Thanks. We're family, but okay. But my question to you: how great is it to have one of the greatest fighters ever on this planet, in your corner, boosting you up, telling you what's what?
Yeah.
That's got to just be a huge thing in your pocket that not other fighters in the world have.
Like, you said it. You can't buy the experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The experience that my brother's had, and these moments and these big moments that he's had, you can't buy that. So but to have him in my corner as my brother, like, you know what I mean? It's like a cheat code for me, So a lot of these guys are looking across, and I think they recognize who I've got around me, and I think they know how dangerous we are. You know what I mean? Like,
On socials, we put a story for fans to ask questions. We had a plethora of questions come in. I took 3 of them for you, so we'll ask those in a second. But kind of back to the family thing a little bit. I wanted to ask this: because for me, I'm always happier when my brother gets something good or a family member of mine gets something good. Were you more happier when Leon lands that kick on Usman and he wins the world champion, or are you happier when you get the job done and you get this? I'm going to call it the Fabian elbow on Impa. Where are you on the levels of happiness on you?
No, definitely. Like, seeing your family go out there and achieve his life's dream.
Yeah,
that's therefore, I know it sounds mad, but that's therefore a higher rank than my wins.
No,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So to see him go out there and do that and make history, that's a moment I will never forget. Especially how the fight was going. We was in Utah for 3 weeks, the altitude, all of these things that was against us, and to see him pull it out the fire, is just that moment will never leave us. So definitely.
It never leave the MMA scene. It will never leave.
Nah, never.
Oh, woo!
I was going to
put that back.
It pop up as soon as I downloaded it. It's my favorite picture from this weekend.
Put it back up. I love it.
It's Fabian with the banana mic.
Look at that smile.
I didn't even see it. Where's the mic? I thought I could see it.
Banana.
You got to send it to him, Al. We'll send it to you on socials. We'll send it.
We definitely will. I meant to download it earlier, but I was like, I got to add it to the screen. I
love it.
No, solid.
Yeah. Anything else? All right. You want me to go for the fan questions?
So, well, I definitely, I know you haven't had a chance to watch the Jeffrey Rosta fight yet.
Yeah.
But just your thoughts on Rosta moving forward in, sorry, not the Jeffrey Rosta fight, the Sanusi Rosta fight. He's moving on to fight Jeffrey. Just your thoughts on Dalton overall with his style, and if you do expect to possibly see him in the finals should you get past Josh.
I think he's a shitter version of Johnny, you know what I mean? And that's just my honest opinion. I think if I'm honest, I don't think he beats Jeffrey.
Ooh, okay.
I don't think he beats Jeffrey. His style's still the same. From when he lost to Jeffrey, like what, year and a half, 2 years ago. So I don't see what adjustments he makes that he goes there and get the job done. Jeffrey is causing a lot of people problems. His style is just gritty and he's tough. So he's gonna cause him a lot of problems. So if I was the betting man, I bet on Jeffrey for that one.
I like it. Much respect to that. All right, like I said, we got some fan questions. We love reaching out to our people in Fight Banana. So let me ask. Like I said, there was multiple. I got 3. These are 3 good ones too, so I went with them. First one they wanted to ask you is, who is the best pound for pound fighter alive today?
The best pound for pound fighter today. I'm still saying Jones.
Yeah.
'Cause, Yeah, I don't care if he's not active as people want him to
No,
be. Like Jones, you can't deny what he's achieved in
that's
the
the correct
sport.
answer, Fabian. That's the correct answer. So
I'm happy you agree.
it's just I've never seen him. You know what I mean? Inside that octagon, I've never seen him have in his bad nights. He still wins. It's unbelievable. It really is.
That's it.
All right. Oh, there's a good one to go. Would you ever want to be on a card with your brother now? 2025 and ongoing.
Yeah, I'd love to be on a card with him. I don't know. I don't know how to handle the nerves. You know what I mean? Like him fighting after me. I don't know how I would handle the nerve with the coaches, but I think just for history and for
Yeah.
to have, yeah, I mean for history to have that would be that'd be amazing.
Okay. Last one. They go. What's your all-time favorite fight-in movie?
Fighting movie. With a Van Damme one, like an old school.
Oh,
What is it called?
Yeah. Bloodsport. Bloodsport.
There you go. There you go. That's savage. There you go.
My man. I told you I liked it. I told you I liked Fabian. I walked right into his team. He was cool. He was doing the out. I'm a Fabian guy from now on. Real quick, I saw on socials. You guys are selling? You have shirts that you're selling on your site now, right? Oh, it's on mute.
Oh, hang on. Maybe got a phone call.
He's Hello? A busy man. You hear us, Fabian?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. You got people calling you. You know, you got big things.
My mom ain't trying to leave me alone.
I love it. I saw on your socials, you guys are selling some shirts on your site.
Yeah.
You guys, you ship to America?
We might do.
Okay. If you do, all you have to do, guys, you follow Fabian Edwards on IG. You follow Fight Bananas on IG. Put it in the comments. We'll buy a shirt and we'll send it to We'll send it to America, UK, wherever we can send it to you. Fight Bananas will get a shirt on the Fabian. Is it FabianEdwards.com?
Yeah, FabianEdwards.com.
There you go. Done.
Come on. Thank you.
Of course. Anything else?
I might have to. We could throw in a printed copy of the signed banana photo as well.
Oh,
there you go.
Fire. There you go.
We'll send that to somebody too.
There we go. Man, we got it. Well, hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate the jet lag, still getting the job done. Like I said, man, massive fan. I've been working on it all week. I'll see you. I think it's is it Chicago?
Yeah, Chicago. I think,
Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to get out there, Chicago. The finals, I believe, is in Hollywood, Florida. So
is it?
We'll see you in the finals.
There you go. See you in the finals then. See you in the finals, mate.
Awesome, man. Appreciate your time, Fabian. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
There we go. The great Fabian Edwards, guys. Dude, what a stud.
That's great. Absolutely. We're gonna have to have the whole tournament on.
I know, man.
Today we got Josh some love. Got to get Aaron Jeffrey on after Dalton.
He's saying it's him and Jeffrey in the finals.
I know. We'll have to see. We'll have to ask Dalton what he thinks in 7 minutes.
Wow. I don't know. You bring that question up, not me, okay? I don't want to ask that hard-hitting question.
Don't worry.
Right. Okay, so back to what I was getting at right before Fabian came on. Am I wrong? Is the UFC headliners been just a little this year, just a little off?
I get what you're saying.
You want me to give you that list again?
No, I'm following. I get what you're saying though. That's fair. I don't really know. Maybe 317 could be Ilya and Islam. But I don't think that fight's happening either. Maybe it's Ilya versus somebody for the interim. I think Islam's going to go up.
You ready? UFC 315 is not for another 2.5 more weeks. We got Kansas City, then Iowa, then 315. They're not going to wait 3 more weeks to who's going to be the headline International Fight Week.
Right.
And that's just not enough time for.
What if we can't get Jones? What if it's Aspinall and Alex Pereira for his first fight at heavyweight? That could be a big enough headliner, right?
No, it definitely could be. I think it is. I think they're just going to pay it. I think they know it's been a weak year, and I think they know they're in a weird spot with Islam and Ilya. I think they're going to go, okay, John, here's a blank check. We need you to fight Tom. It's International Fight Week. Yeah. And I also think it's a great way to maybe that's the weekend you announce, hey, we're with Amazon Prime. Hey, we're with Netflix. Hey, we're kind of going in this direction. And I think that's when they announce it with Jones and Aspinall on the headline.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The banana photo is iconic. Fabian was the only one that wanted to hold the banana mic.
Oh, other people said no?
I mean, I didn't necessarily. Nobody really acknowledged it. Fabian was like, in the middle of his interview, he's like, I'm sorry, the banana's just throwing me off. I was like, do you want to hold it? He's like, okay.
Dude, it's so funny. And this is brutally honest. There's so many times when at least for me, I'll only talk for me. I go into a fight week not knowing where I stand on some people. Like I've had no relationships at all with Fabian Edwards, never met him. I've never talked to him. I'm just a massive fan of the guy now. I just am. He was just very nice to us all week, nice to the brand, his fighting style. I'm a Fabian guy. I would have never guessed it a week ago. I don't know.
No, he's a super nice guy. I'm bummed he's fighting my friend next,
Wow.
But yeah, no, he's a great dude. Fabian and Leon were both really awesome. Their whole team was really cool. All fight week. I saw them around like the workout rooms and everything. Everybody was just really chill.
How you were hitting some pads out?
I was hitting some pads.
Dang, dude.
Leon,
the ruthless one.
I looked good on pads.
Dang. When's the return coming? The return of the ruthless.
I have no expectations.
No
expectations right now. I'm not shooting for a certain amount of time. I'm just gonna keep training, keep feeling good, and we'll get there. We'll get there.
Okay. I do want to say that your journalist career is on an all-time high right now, Elle Dawson. Absolutely slaying it lately.
Everybody's like, "Oh, you must be retired. You've been in suits and holding mics all for the last few weeks." So, but I'm not retired.
Okay. All right. So my UFC 317, I'm going out on the limb. I think it's going to be massive. I could be totally flabbergasted. And no offense, I love Pantoja, but if it's Pantoja against Kai France,
I don't think that's a headliner. I don't think that's maybe they do. Like, remember when they used to have like 3 title fights one night?
Yeah, I did.
You had Rose Namajunas defeating Joanna Jędrzejczyk on the same night as Cody Garbrandt fought TJ Dillashaw on the same night. Who fought that night? There was a third belt.
Wasn't it Woodley versus Wonderboy Thompson?
Might have been. It might have been. It's been a long time, but like, remember when those were the kind of events? So maybe these weaker headlines are leading up to a card like that they just haven't announced yet. Maybe like, what if it's Aspinall Jones is the headliner, Pantoja Kai France is the co-main, and
Weili and Verna?
No, Weili and Shevchenko.
Shevchenko's fighting in 2 weeks.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
we won't see her again in 2025.
That's too quick of a turnaround. You're right, but that would be cool.
How about
not active enough either? That's true.
How about Poatan and Ankalaev 2? Wow.
I don't think that fight ever goes differently.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I love Alex Pereira, and I would prefer. I think he's a more exciting champ than Ankalaev. But let's be real. We everybody was saying it. They're like, we just want to see what happens when Alex fights somebody who can wrestle.
Okay.
We know now. It already happened.
We do. One thing I want to throw another thing out there. Dalton Rosta will be coming on here any minute. Guys, we've been talking about this fight for years now. It's been this carrot that's been dangling. John Jones and Tom Aspinall. I just want to give everyone a forewarning. There's like a warning label on cigarettes and warning labels on condom packs, I think. If this fight is horrible and John Jones wrestles Aspinall for 25 minutes and there's no really threat and Jones beats him 50-44, there you go. Okay? Don't be mad, Don't be mad, people. We're asking for it.
Absolutely could happen,
Yeah.
It's just, sure, he defended, Jose. What happened to Jose Aldo defended all of Merab Dvalishvili's takedowns. Didn't make him win the fight.
He lost.
It was boring. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't great. Ankalaev barely even really shot. He just kind clinched a lot. He shot a little bit. And also, the other thing, too, is, Poatan defended 100% of the takedowns because he was throwing 0 punches. If all I'm doing is moving away, low kicking, and waiting for the takedown, I'm probably going to defend most of the shots. But that doesn't mean I'm doing anything offensively.
Right.
I don't know that. I think Auken Elle may just have his number.
Real quick, if I could just throw this out there, and like I said, we are very cool with the PFL. We love the PFL, mad respect. And we just talked to Fabian about this. If the UFC said, hey, PFL, we want Fabian and Leon to fight on one card, it's going to be Leon's last card, they're going to make it happen. Right here on this Usman Nurmagomedov. Like, so if the UFC wanted him, or if he wants out of the contract, people will fight where they want to fight. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a big deal anymore. I don't think it's like a thing,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I hope not. I think the lightweight population or the lightweight division is overpopulated enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Need another contender there, so I kind of hope he doesn't. But that's my 2 cents.
All right, let's talk to another mega winner this past weekend in Orlando, Florida. Made a lot of noise. ESPN, a lot of people were talking about this man. Second round, Darce choke victory, moves his record to 10-1 as a professional. The one and only Dalton Rosta. Woof.
Let's go.
Dalton.
I gotta say, I think we've only had 2 fighters come on the show shirtless. One's been Dalton Rosta. I think the other one was Henry Cejudo.
Big difference. Big difference.
Big difference. Yeah. Well, yeah.
No shirt, Valor energy. This is the most Florida interview I think we've ever done, Dave.
Dude. It's so funny. Valerie reached out to us. I got to reach back out to them.
Yeah, what they reach out about?
Hey, they said Fibonacci is doing some good things, so
they taste really good. I would.
I haven't had one yet.
It tastes like.
Well, this flavor is exclusively for me. They didn't release this yet. They just give all these to me.
The Dalton Rosta exclusive.
Yeah.
What flavor is it?
What'd you say?
What flavor is that? What's
tropical cream?
Ooh. I had the orange one, and it literally tastes like a melted creamsicle, Dave. It's fantastic.
This is my favorite one.
Over some crushed ice and some tequila. Oh my goodness!
I don't know about the tequila, brother.
Just need tequila to be the.
That's why our bodies are different. All right, Dalton. That's why. My man, all honesty, congratulations. Big week for you. All week long, we saw your face everywhere on all different platforms. Put a bow on what I thought was a super successful weekend for Dalton Rosta.
Yes, sir. It was a great weekend. Good win. Gets a good opponent.
Yeah.
Proud.
So let's get right to this here. During media week, you were the first interview. And when I asked you about it later, you were like, man, I didn't get to respond to what anybody else had to say because you went first. Well, we just had Fabian Edwards on before you. So, and we asked him his thoughts on the tournament. And he said he expects to see Jeffrey in the finals. Like,
yeah.
I want to hear your response to that. After, you fought Jeffrey, you're preparing for him again. You're a totally different guy. What do you think?
Yeah, someone texted me saying that they were watching the show and he said that. So I guess today we're just saying stupid shit because I don't think he makes it past Josh, period. And he shouldn't be looking forward to the finals. He has to worry about Josh right now. So he's focused on the wrong thing. I'm worried about Aaron Jeffrey right now. I can give a shit less about Fabian Edwards. I don't think he's a good fighter anyways. And I don't think he's going to fucking make it past Josh. But end of the day, I'm focused on Aaron Jeffrey right now. I want to get that rematch back. It's my only loss. Didn't have the greatest performance against him the first time, but like I said, I'm a different fighter now, and I can't wait to go out there and prove everybody how much of a gap there is between us.
I love that you said that, Dalton, about it. I asked so many fighters, especially someone like you. I looked at your amateur record. You don't lose. You don't lose at anything. That one on the other side does belong to Aaron Jeffrey. How excited or lucky or whatever word you want to use there to get that back. This is just a tournament. No one knew how things were going to go and upsets of that nature. For you to keep winning and win this championship, you fight the guy who took that one from you. Do you feel gracious for that? Do you feel lucky to have that opportunity?
Bro, I fucking love it. It couldn't have lined up any fucking better. Honestly, I've been wanting that back since I lost.
Yeah.
And everything just aligned perfectly. And I'm honestly, man, this is the most excited I've been for a fucking fight, bro. Like I just said a couple minutes ago, I can't wait to show everybody that was a fluke, and I can't wait to show everybody how much better I've even gotten since then. So it was a fluke back then. I was better than him back then, but now there's a huge gap between us, and I can't wait to show it come June 27th.
Love it, love it. Elle, take it away after this. I do want to say we did ask the fans to ask questions to you, Dalton. We got 3 of them, and we'll do that at the end. But Elle, take the next one. We do have some fun fan questions for you.
Yeah, let's go back to this last weekend, and you talked about, or sorry, not back to this last weekend. Let's go back to your next round is what I meant to say. Sorry. You said you're a totally different fighter. What did you see this last weekend in Aaron Jeffrey and his performance against Murad that you feel like is going to be a different game for you this time around?
He hasn't changed one bit. That's what I saw. He hasn't evolved. He's been doing the same thing every single fight since the beginning of his career. And, you know, like I said, I lost to him before, but I've been in there where I felt him. I felt what it's like to fight against him. I felt what the clinch is like. You know, early on, I was having some success, and it got away from me a little bit later in the fight. I fought, you know, I didn't have the highest fight IQ in that fight, and I fought stupidly. I let my ego get the best of me. I was trying to beat him in places where he's good at. And I still believe I can do that. But going forward, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not out here to prove points to anybody anymore that I can beat them at their own game. I'm going in there to get people in and out. I want to be in and out of that cage as quick as possible and, you know, go in there and get finishes.
Speaking of finishes, that beautiful Darce that you set up, somebody mentioned it in the comments too. I know, like, I've been in Mike Brown's classes. I know Mike's been hammering the front headlock, like really working on the Darce. Talk a little bit about just the preparation and Mike and your team.
I mean, it's great. I told you a little bit in the post-fight interview about how I believe I have the best striking coach in the world in Anderson Franco. Everything I did on the feet for that fight and everything that Saudi Boo threw back at me, I was prepared for, and I made it seem seamless because of how prepared Anderson had me. And I spoke a little bit about how he has albums and folders in his camera roll on his phone of each fighter where he'll have 20 different videos of clips of different fights and things that they do, things they're good at, things that they're not, holes in their game when they're putting their hands down. We found film against Saudi Boo. Whenever you go to his body, he tends to, in the open stance, he tends to bring his hand away from his body. So that was what was going to open up the overhand right. So you pressure him a little bit, you get him guessing, you get him on his back foot, you get him backing against the cage, and you go. That time I went double jab. I went jab, and then I was going a jab to the body. His arms started coming down. And that's whenever I came over top with the overhand right, landed it clean. And then obviously he was against the cage, little rod covered up, and I just snapped him down. I was going for the TKO finish at first, but then I settled in, went for the Americana, and I looked over at Mike. And whenever I was like in that like side control position, he was like, maybe try the Darce. And we just drilled it that morning. We were drilling it on the carpet in the workout room because they took the mats out as soon as I went in there. And we were in the side control position. I was worried, like we were working on throwing a couple elbows, rolling some elbows. And then in that side control position, Saudi Boo likes to get there and hold guys down against him. And he kind of just stalemates the position. And I saw that a lot on film. So I was like, all right, I can maybe try this and reach across his body, behind his neck, and then circle into the Darce. And that's exactly what I did. So we drilled it for the first time like a week ago. And then we drilled it again that morning of the fight during our shakeout. And, you know, it played out perfectly. So everything from the striking game plan with Anderson to Mike, everything just ended up perfectly.
I love that. I'm going to triple down on something about American Top Team. You were just talking very highly about your coaches. You had multiple teammates that night, all win, right? I saw a great picture of you and American Top Team all through socials on PFL. You even have a great American Top teammate in the media section now. Just seems like, Dalton, you got this great nucleus around you. You're at the right gym at the right time. Seems like everything is like this right now.
Yeah, everything's coming together. My trajectory is going way up.
Yeah.
I've been making big improvements in the gym. Mike's been telling me, I've been seeing it myself. All my coaches telling me, my boxing coach, Kevin Gleason's telling me, Anderson, everybody. I feel it with my training partners. And, I mean, honestly, I couldn't put my finger on what it is. I feel like I've always been an elite fighter, but these past 6 months, everything's just been coming together piece by piece, and I'm way better, way, way better than I was 6 months ago. So I'm looking forward to this, showing all that this entire season, this entire tournament, no matter who I get, after I beat Jeffrey. Like I said, I'm not focused on them, so I could care less right now. But no matter who I get, I plan to make every single fight look easy.
Love it. Love it. Elle, I got a couple more and then definitely take it away after this one. We've been talking for a long time. I always loved how you take everything. It's not just the fight, stuff you do on media day, your socials, how you communicate, you communicate very well, something I don't know how to do great. But you always look good, look styled. Does that matter to you if the PFL wants to push you more and do more socials with you, put them on their platform more? We talked about a couple weeks ago, Jason Jackson was definitely the face of that week. This week, it seemed like they were going back and forth with Impa and Fabian about being the face of the week. With your performance and everything that you did afterwards, I saw the coach was talking a lot about you on the PFL. Does it matter to you if you're like the new face, this new generation for the PFL?
Yeah, it matters.
Okay.
And it matters because I'm more marketable, and it matters because I'm a better fighter than every single middleweight in this tournament. And I said it before my fight. I thought Saudi Boo was the second best fighter in the weight class. I thought he was the best fighter in the weight class besides me, but he drew the short end of the stick and had to fight me first round. I said it in our confessionals and everything, all the production stuff we did before the fight. If they release any of that, you'll get to see that. I said I was going to take him down and I was going to submit him. I predicted everything. And, I still got Aaron Jeffrey next. He's still a tough fight. I'm not going to take him lightly, but like I said, I know I am levels ahead of him. And I know there's a huge gap between us. And like I said, I can't wait to show it. And then after that, like I said, I'm not focused on the finals, but whoever I get in the finals, it doesn't matter. I plan to make it seem easy as well. And touching back on that, if Fabian's out here saying dumb shit, he might not even fucking make it to the finals. So he needs to worry about himself. He seems to be a lot of a talker, but I seen him all week long. We walk past him in the hallway. He has his head down. You know what I mean? He's in the same warm-up room, isn't even looking at me. And I'm not sitting there trying to size people up or anything at all. I'm not focused on him. I'm not focused on Saudi Boo at all. But he's sitting here talking about how he's about to fight Aaron Jeffrey in the finals. He's not even focused on his opponent right in front of him. So what that tells me is he was probably not even focused completely on Impa in that fight. We were in the same locker room shit together. He was probably, eyeing me up and watching my pads sessions and my workouts and shit like that too. You need to be dialed in and like tunnel vision on who you have in front of you. And I think that's going to be the biggest difference between me and him going forward. If he does end up making it to the finals, I'm going to make it look easy fighting him too. So the dude isn't on my level. He has too many holes in his game. And, obviously he's not very intelligent either. So.
Shots fired from Dalton here. But like you said, you're focused on Aaron Jeffrey. Going back to this weekend, his fight against Murad definitely got the takedown, right? That wasn't the issue. But Jeffrey, he did a good job. Most of the fight was Murad taking him down. Jeffrey scooting his butt to the fence, landing little shots, and working his way back to the feet was the primary story of the whole fight. When you enter the cage, do you feel like your control will just be that much better than Murad's, or you'll be able to do more damage on the ground? What do you see?
We don't have a game plan in place yet, but I've been in the cage with him before, and I know I'm a much better striker than he is. The only thing he was having success with on the feet was the calf kick. That was it. Besides that, this guy lives in the clinch. And I think I showed first round that I was able to circle him off pretty easy, but I was trying to prove a point and try to beat him at his own game, like I said, and I was staying in the clinch with him. So there's mistakes that I made in that first fight. And like I said, I'm a completely different fighter now. And I don't even have a game plan yet. You know what I mean? But I just watched that fight with Murad and, the way I felt in the fight and the way that I felt in training and stuff recently. And just from my recollection of the last fight and watching the last fight and stuff like that, I just feel like there's a huge gap between us everywhere. So I'm going to listen to my coaches on this one. That's something I didn't listen to last time. My ego got too big and I just thought I could beat this dude everywhere, which I still believe I can. But whatever game plan my coaches come up with, I'm going to follow. That's exactly what I did this fight, and look how it ended up. So going forward, I'm putting full faith in them and not veering away from what they want me to do at all.
All right. I love that. I was gonna say, Elle, before we get into the fan questions, I got a real serious question for Dalton. A real serious one. We've known each other for a couple years. Real serious one, my man. Who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Bro, I have no clue. You
What's
have
going on?
you have me guessing too. I like Mason Rudolph, but I can't see with the way they treated him and sending him off to Tennessee last year,
Right,
and bringing in a completely different new quarterback room that they would want to go with him as a starter. So I think they're probably going to draft somebody.
Okay. You'll be happy if they get Shedeur Sanders? You'll be cool with that?
I wanted them to keep Justin Fields, but yeah, I would be happy with Shedeur Sanders.
Okay. There you go. Hey,
I just got a comment up real quick, Dave. Sean King says you have small biceps. Right.
Yeah,
That's my boy. He was in my corner. He's trolling me right now.
he might be talking about me, Dalton. I don't know. I got to work. I got too many kids running around at the house. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Who does Elle think will be great?
Yeah, Elle.
Patrick Mahomes. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I do know what team he plays for. That's the one football player I do know, guys. I'm sorry. I think all sports are boring if they're not MMA. I'm sorry.
No, MMA is the best. But Elle, who's the MVP of the NFL this past season? Who's the best quarterback in the?
No idea.
Josh Allen. Okay.
I didn't even watch this. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't like watching. I like watching fights. I watch fights every day.
That's true. It's exciting. We got PFL and the UFC coming up. All right, we got 3 fun fan questions for you, Dalton. You ready?
Yes, sir.
The first one asks you, what's your favorite holiday?
4th of July.
That's a good one. That's my second
I'm
favorite.
American, brother. I'm American through and through.
Yeah, I love it, dude. The summer, outdoors, sun, like it's amazing.
Food.
Yes.
Fireworks.
Yeah,
maybe some tequila.
The amount of food that Dalton brought to the pool this weekend. I think 4 different kinds of pasta, 3 different cuts of steak. What, like
4 cuts.
Good. Sorry, 4. My bad.
And I had meatballs.
My bad. So much food.
Yeah, I was getting a little chubby there.
I don't know about that, but this is a funny one. I would assume this is from a teammate. I would assume a lot of ATT guys are on the Fight Banana socials. Who's your least favorite sparring partner?
Huh.
Be careful.
It would probably just one of the ones. I don't know. This is tough.
Say somebody that doesn't train there anymore.
I like, so we were talking a little bit about this at like our Easter cookout. There's people you have that are good sparring partners that will try to protect you and protect themselves. Like they don't want to hurt you. There's guys out there that are super competitive, be competitive. And then there's guys out there that'll just throw wild shit just to try and hurt you. And it's like, I'm fine with any of them, but we got to make sure we're agreeing on what we're doing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you throw some heat at me, I'm going to throw it back. And I was talking a little bit about how I got separated from one of my teammates, Christoph Jocko, recently, because we're both, high testosterone, both like mean whenever we spar sometimes. And he was throwing some hard shit at me. So I was like, all right, let's fucking go then. He's like, all right, let's go. So we were both said that. And then we started going at it and the coaches separated us. So
Jocko's crazy. He won't even care that you said him.
Yeah, but we made up right after. He's like, I didn't mean anything by it. He apologized. I apologize. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I have a least favorite, honestly.
Okay. That might be Jocko in the I don't know. That could be him. I love it. The last one I actually did who sent this one. It's Uncle Dijon. Is that how you say it?
He's right in my living room right now.
There you go. Yeah, he wants to know.
Right there.
Who's the best good looking guy in this past weekend in the PFL?
Who's the best looking guy?
Yeah.
You're looking at him.
There you go.
Right here. Best looking, best dressed, best striker, best wrestler, best fighter. I got it all, bro.
Gee whiz.
Say hi.
The PFL needs to put you on poster.
It's willing to come say hi.
Oh, shoot.
What's up?
He kidnapped me. I'm not allowed to leave. He's my personal security guard now. It's great. I don't need to do anything anymore.
So good. Shay goes, the fact we heard him cracking up in the background. I'm trying. Did you click it out? Oh, there you go. We got that. That's so good. What do you think of the PFL social team?
Like social media?
I guess.
So,
It might be them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was they're pushing me a lot. So this week, so I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Especially after the fight, the celebration, the finish, the interview, everything. You know, the post-fight media, all that. So, you know, I'm content with it.
I said this to Elle before we got on the air too. So I was commentating that night. I was so bummed. I've been to all the events, missed that one, missed yours, doing some commentating. I was just peeking on my phone to see what was happening. And like the PFL for like an hour and a half was Dalton Rosta, Dalton Rosta, Dalton Rosta, Dalton Rosta. It was like 5, 6 in a row. So I was like, okay, that's a good night. That's a good night for my guy. So, hey man, very happy for you. Continue success like always. I think it's Chicago next. It's Chicago, and then the finals.
June 27th.
Yeah, June 27th, Chicago. Then the finals in Hollywood, Florida. You know, just to hop in the car for the finals at the Hard Rock. So we'll see you then.
Maybe they'll let me stay at my house whenever we're there. Like I said, I'm not looking past Aaron Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this fucking dude's head off. I am going to flatline him for sure. He is going out.
Are you a little bummed that there aren't points for early finishes this year?
No, because it seems like there was more finishes because there wasn't the stress or the pressure of trying to get it early. So
100%.
people were able to be more patient and select their shots.
Yes.
That's what I think, at least.
100%.
So I like this format better.
Yeah. We're not even going to get into the points. I think that was the dumbest thing in the history to have a point system. Like you win or you don't. Like I don't understand. Like, so tell me some of the best wins of all time have been like unanimous decision wins. Like, you know, just in MMA
wars.
history. Huh?
Like just having wars back and forth.
Yeah, wars or domination. Sometimes fighters, you know this more than I. Like sometimes fighters will just kind of not give up. They'll give up just being beaten on and not a TKO, if that makes sense. Or they'll stall on purpose. Or there's ways to get around it. I don't know. I just think the point system was wacky. But
and you gave somebody 1-1 in the finals, but somebody that went 2-0 didn't make it because they didn't have enough points.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't understand. You fight. There's a time limit. Winner moves on. I love it. Dalton, we'll keep moving on. Keep on doing your thing. Get that win back against Aaron Jeffrey, and we'll talk to you very soon, my friend. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Later. The great Dalton Rosta. What a stud, dude.
That was awesome. We had Fabian, we had Dalton. Had a little heat today on the Fight Banana show. We'll cut those up together.
Everyone knows I'm a very happily married man. Dalton Rosta, dude.
Oh gosh. Send that to Susie.
Please don't. Please don't. We all know my heart is with Grant Dawson, all right?
Best looking man in MMA. Right there.
I love it. I'm telling you. People asking me at Island Fights, they're like, why did you get the Grant Dawson haircut? I'm like, hey, you know.
It kind of does look like Grant's. His is a little longer on top now.
It's growing. It's getting there. It's getting there.
You're going back to peak form, Dave?
Yeah. I'm never cutting it again. I might like grow it out to like a soccer mom haircut or something. I'm never cutting it again.
A full Patty Pimblett.
Oh wow. One of the best lightweights in the world right there. I know that will get you. All right, guys, we have Muhammad Mokaev coming in around 5 more minutes. He fights at Karate Combat coming up in a couple weeks. A lot to talk to him about, flyweight, what happened, what does he think about the flyweight division now, Karate Combat, what's he doing, a lot of stuff. So we got Muhammad Mokaev coming up. All right, we talked about 317 a little bit, Owen. I felt like we skipped kind of the main stuff. What do you think? What's your take on Dricus du Plessis being hurt? Do you think he's out, or do you think there's going to be an interim middleweight championship fight without Dricus?
do we know what is wrong with Dricus yet? Or do we just know that he's hurt? Like, do we know how serious it is? Are we talking surgery? Like, is there any like information?
No, not really. There really isn't. The stuff that I'm hearing is that they are really pushing for an interim because one, there's a lot of challengers. There is Chimaev, there is Kaio, there's Imimov. There's a lot of really good fights out there. And I'm not trying to, I just think they need fights. Like, what happened if they, God forbid, can't get Jones? The Islam thing doesn't happen. Like, what the hell is going to headline 317?
I would be disappointed if they just did a 317 interim title because they couldn't come up with anything else. That would be a disappointment. But that would be disappointing to me.
I agree with you. I agree.
And I think that being said, it's because Dricus just fought in February. Like, it's only been like 2.5 months. Like, it hasn't even been months. So it's like it would be very reasonable for him to not fight until the end of this year. Normally. So if he's going to be healthy by the end of this year, I think it would be silly to do an interim belt. And if they do an interim belt, I think it's simply, like you said, it's just because they are lacking a big headliner. So I would be disappointed to see that. Do I want to see Kaio and Chimaev fight? Sure. I think that's a great main event for a fight night for 5 rounds, but I don't think it makes sense to do an interim unless DDP is going to be out till like next spring.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And the one little minor disagreement that we're on, guys, and this might sound haterish. I don't think this is because I'm propping up someone else. To me, it should be Chimaev versus Imimov. Why? How did Kaio skip Imimov? What happened?
Well, apparently Kaio's saying Imimov won't fight him. So I don't know if Imimov thinks he's waiting for a title shot. There's been a lot of beef between them. I'm honestly having a hard time keeping up with like who's beefing, who wants to fight each other. Like that whole like top 5 is getting a little weird. And it's just, and then Deshaun Strickland's just like there. Like I feel like he's the only guy that's not talking shit for a while. Dakota versus Andrea KGB Lee. You know, I mean,
I actually like that, Jake.
Would actually make sense. She just got released from the UFC. Yeah. It's a big enough name that they could make that fight. Because I kind of felt like they needed like a Rose or somebody to leave the UFC.
Wow, I like that, Jake.
Is not quite a Rose Namajunas, but she's at least a big name and she has a ton of experience. I mean, I don't see her being a tougher out than Tyler Santos, but at least it's a big enough name that they could put that on a championship series card.
It's on a poster. It's on a poster. Looks good on a poster.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a ridiculous matchup because this is what I feel like they've kind of run into maybe for the championship series is they have their number 1 and number 2 guys in the tournament. So it's like, so you can't, I feel like for almost every weight class, the number 1 and number 2 guys below the champs are.
Magomedov?
I'm saying besides the champs.
Like I got like the rankings. I gotcha.
Number 1, number 2 are in the tournament. So it's like
who does Johnny Eblin fight?
Exactly. Normally, like Fabian, Impa, Dalton, Josh, all the best middleweights are in the tournament. And so it's like I feel like they've run into this where like who on earth are they going to fight that doesn't look ridiculous? And I think we kind of ran into this with the PFL Europe card. PFL's been great to us. I feel like it's weird that Paul Hughes is on a card where I don't recognize a single other name. And I understand it's a PFL Europe card, so it's like the regional card. But to me, Paul Hughes is the guy who almost beat Usman Nurmagomedov, arguably beat Usman Nurmagomedov. Like, why is he fighting somebody I've never heard of? You know, I wish I was seeing him rematch Usman right now is what I wish I was seeing Paul Hughes do, you know? So I'm interested to see what they do with that and how they Sean Strick, how they match them up. Carry on.
I'm sorry, I'm taking it left field. I even have another fight and nerds question for you in a second, but the great comment by Christian about Sean Strickland gave me into something that I've been wanting to say for 6 weeks on the show, but keeps on forgetting. Okay. I don't know why this bothers me so much, but it does. the end of the day, everything else, I love podcasts. I love behind the scenes footage. I love creating your own content. I love that stuff. But as a fighter, at the end of the day, winning is more important than anything. If you just keep winning fights, to me, the Bilal Muhammad way, he has a podcast now, but Bilal keeps winning fights and you'll get any matchup you want. Shit, like Bilal literally could fight Islam next if that went sour. Like he could have the biggest fight in the platform, right? I don't know why Poatan being at every single freaking card bothers me. It's like, dude, if you travel, like one, it just, I just traveled just this past weekend before Easter. I'm still not on the right, wavelength. I'm just not right yet. It gets me a couple of days. He's in every different country, every weekend at every UFC event. Does this guy train? I don't know why it bothers me so much. Oh, it does.
No, it is kind of weird. And it makes me like wonder if, because I don't think he was like that.
Right.
Before. I think he's slowly become more and more like this icon and this creator. Like he's like a content creator. And I feel like maybe that played a role in the performance we saw against Ankalaev. Like I said, I think Ankalaev has his number. That doesn't mean I didn't expect a more competitive fight from Poatan, you know? And so it's maybe like lots. He was super active. He had a lot of fights in a row. He was traveling. He went to Australia for Sean Strickland. He was cornering guys.
He was just in Brazil again. Like, what are you doing in Brazil?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that one at least makes sense. He went home. Like, go home, see your family. I get that one. And he's probably training when he's back home, I would assume. But it's the different country for a UFC event every few weeks. That takes it out of you,
It does.
So, and I'm sure he's training, but it's not, guys, it's not the same.
Right.
Yeah, guys, Dakota and Johan are not fighting each other.
No, just real quick. Finish your thought. I totally agree. Yeah, you can go to a gym or go to another gym. It's not the same if you're at your home gym with your home coaches, your set schedule, training partners, the same nutrition. Dude, a normal person, at home and when I'm on the road, I eat like two different people. Like on the road, I eat like a 9-year-old kid. When I'm at home, I eat good. I eat fish. I eat clean chicken. I eat better. It's like just little stuff like that.
9-year-old when you're on the road.
I know it's the worst. I will say this, and I know like these dream fights always get talked about on shows. This is a dream fight. That would be peak Ioana versus peak Dakota. Oh,
be amazing.
Beautiful.
Not going to happen, obviously, but it would be an incredible fight to watch. But no, like guys, it really does matter. Like when I go train like at Grant's Fight Week, I might hit pads with my coach. I might meet up with somebody I don't really know and get like some light rounds in, but I'm not going to train full intensity with a bunch of people I don't know because that's dangerous. Yeah. Like if you're training partners, you know who's going to try to hurt you, who's not, you know who's safe, you know who you can push yourself with. Like it's just not the same when you're a guest in somebody else's gym. You're not going to get the same level of work in, unless you're at a consistent scheduled practice. Like if you come into a gym like ATT, but if you're just traveling around and you're at like, oh, well, my coach is here, so I'm going to do a pad session here, a pad session there. It's totally different. Totally agree. All right. We were talking about the fighting nerves just a couple minutes ago. The main event, you have UFC Kansas City. We haven't even talked about it yet. Of course, the great Carlos Prates is fighting Ian Gary. Really excited main event. Love this main event. But we get into the card and break down the stuff. I'm going to ask you a hard question now. This is what we are on the show. There's 4 fighting nerds: Prates, Caio, Laura Jean Silva, and Ruffy, right? There's more. They just don't talk about the guys that aren't undefeated in the UFC. Right. Can you rank those 4 for me? Okay. Yeah. So Caio, Carlos. Caio, Carlos, Jean, and Ruffy. If they were all the same size? No, like you gotta get what they are in the divisions. You gotta. But like I'm just saying, like who's the best out of those? Yeah, who's the best? Pretend they're all the same size. So sure. I think mine has got to go. I really like Caio. They're all really good, but they're good at different things. Ruffy for me is number 4, just because I don't think he's been tested. I don't think he's been tested. He's been tested the least. Okay. We know how he looks. Like we know how Jean Silva fights against a good grappler now. Like we know. For me, I think Gene Silva went up to my number 2. I think. And this is hard because I feel like it's not fair to put either Caio or Carlos at 1 and 3. I'm going to put Prates at 1, Caio at 3, Gene Silva at 2, Rufi at 4. But I feel like any performance could immediately change that.
Wow, that is wild to me. I might be like literally polar opposite. Like I might be way off on it. Mokaev is trying to come in. We're having some bad technical difficulties. Let's see if it works. I just off a real rough cut, I might be Gene Silva, Caio, Ruffy, Prats. I might be like that.
Like I said, any one performance could change it for people.
I agree. All right, let's see. It might be working. We'll try our best. Oh nope. We tried.
Oh.
Let's see. One of the great fighters on this planet, fighting in a couple weeks. Karate Combat, May 2nd. Karate Combat 54. I'm gonna try it out. Let's see. Muhammad Mokaev.
Hey.
Hello, Muhammad. How are you, sir?
What's up, brother? Good.
Very good. Are you driving?
No, just stop. Just for.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to training. I have training soon.
Dave gets nervous if people interview while they're driving. He doesn't want people to. Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, safety first. I'm a safety guy, guys. I'm a dad. Dad of 4. Safety first.
Hopefully, we get a good signal. Maybe. No.
Hello.
No. We can hear you.
Hear you, but we don't see you. There you go.
So what's the question?
Oh, I just said Dave doesn't like when people drive and interview at the same time. He gets too worked.
Okay. No, I'll stop. It's dangerous. Maybe I'll lose my license if I drive.
My bad. My first question for you right off the rip, of course, how did this Karate Combat come to be?
We might have to another time.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the great fighters on the planet, guys. What,
yeah.
What is he?
Love to talk to him.
14-0? 13-0?
Do you have him on message on Fight Bananas, or are you just messaging through Karate Combat? Silva most likely to win a championship? Maybe. Ian Gary. Has a fighter ever talked up a defeat like it's a win?
Oh, yes, Jake. All the time. Gustafsson is like beloved. How about Dominic Reyes?
Yeah.
Anthony Smith.
It happens all the time. I mean, which Anthony Smith loss are we?
Gary looked amazing against Shavkat. Like he did lose, but he looked good.
I give that loss a very high rating. I'm trying to think of an Anthony Smith performance that does that though. I don't know.
Anthony Smith against John Jones?
I guess it was all right. I feel like the Dominic Reyes, Thiago Santos performances were more in that argument.
No, I totally agree. But remember, he got kneed when he was down. Like he could have just sat there and won the championship. It could have happened.
Yeah, but like that's the same as saying like, oh, Mark Hamill clearly outskilled John Jones.
How crazy? That's just what timeline are we living in? If he just said no, I can't go, John Jones would have lost the championship
and then immediately won it back. It would have been treated just like the Hamill win, or the Hamill loss. I don't live like I don't think you can make that argument for that fight because he got annihilated. I think you make the argument for the fights that were close, where it actually like that loss didn't raise
like Anthony. The Volkanovski to Islam's fight the first time.
Yeah, that like the stock like Anthony Smith's stock didn't rise as a skill wise.
No, you're right.
Wise, but not skill wise.
Elle, you're right. I'm wrong. There you go.
Not even hating on Anthony Smith this time. I just don't see it. But
by the way,
him a message. Let him know.
Huh?
Did you shoot him a message? Just say
I did it.
Try again.
I'm too busy running the show.
I don't know who to message, so otherwise I'd do it. But yeah, just let him know. We'll do it another time. Sorry, guys. We would have loved to talk to Muhammad Mokaev, but we will try to have him back on with better internet sometime soon. So
let's go on this UFC Kansas City card. Let's just kind of break it down. I do have that fun game for you, Elle. I know you love that fighter game.
Ooh. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's hit on this main event. I'm trying to find the whole card. I had it up just a second ago. Here we go. All right.
Oh,
Ian
sorry.
Gary had internet problems. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, we tried, my man. We tried. Ian Gary, Carlos Pratt. Ian Gary is the betting underdog. I'm pretty shocked by this.
Yes. The favorite.
Oh, no, minus 125. I'm sorry. Barely minus 125. I don't know, guys. I think this is an Ian Gary win. I just think he has more tools. I think he can grapple better. I've just seen higher levels out of him than Prats. So I could be dead wrong. And Prats catches him early and just definitely defeats him. But I'm leaning Ian Gary.
Which guy finished Neil Magny?
Prats.
I know. It was a rhetorical question.
Oh.
Which guy looked terrible against Neil Magny? I think it depends on who can implement their game plan. Gary, if Gary has the opportunity to hang back and find his range, I think he wins this fight. If Prats is able to press him, I think he's sharp enough to stay in there, and to stay in the clinch and to keep moving and to land big shots with Gary. If he pressures, I think Gary wins at range, and I think Prats wins if he's the one pressing the action. Like, obviously, Shavkat, totally different style, but very forward pressure heavy style, right? And that style, I think, beats Ian Gary.
Elle Dawson, how did your amazing husband, who is I'm Grant's second biggest fan. You might be number one. I'm number two. How did Grant Dawson's performance against Joe Selecki go for you think?
I mean, dominant.
I thought he was great, Elle. Great. What was the difference? A little bit of the difference. Unanimous decision win. You just said he looked bad against Neil Magny. He dominated Neil Magny.
But here's the issue here. There were no opportunities for Grant to finish Joe Selecki. Joe Selecki was holding him on top, trying to tie him up, and Grant was still able to land elbows and do a lot of damage. Neil Magny went, finish me. And Ian Gary was like, no, I think I'll kick your legs while you're laying in bottom guard. It just, there was no killer instinct in the fight.
So, okay, I agree with. I still don't, if I could say I agree with it, I don't think it was a bad performance. I don't think it was
That's
a
fair.
bad performance. I do agree. His killer instinct is not there. I agree. I think he is a high level, really, really good fighter in multiple different attributes. I just think he gets a bad rep because of who he is.
No, I think Gary's a really good fighter, and I think even though I'm not a super big fan of him personally, I feel like the range and stuff. I think it can be interesting with Prates. Let's see if we've got audio for Muhammad.
Muhammad, you hear us?
A little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you. You're just a little choppy. We're good. Nope, you're good. Oh my gosh. I feel like we should.
I know, back. Just tell him that another time. We'll try one more time. One more time.
One more time.
Is it working?
My brother.
Kind of.
We see you and hear
I can
you good.
hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me get this real quick, and hopefully you stay with us. How did this karate combat? How did this transition into karate combat come to be?
I think just to get striking experience, to get my confidence in the striking ability. Yeah.
We obviously you fought on Brave after you released from the UFC. Are you wanting to immediately return to MMA after this karate combat fight, or are you planning to fight in the pit a little bit more? Okay. I think we need to do this.
Yeah,
later.
we tried.
I'm sorry, Mac. We'll try and set it up another time. We have some better signal. All right. We'll talk about Gary and Prat some more. But
Does that make sense? I agree with your statement of the killer instinct beyond belief. And I think it's a legitimate issue, and it's going to cost him. And it might cost him in this fight if he doesn't. And I do think that is something you can work on and coach in and kind of coached into a little bit. But I will argue to this, his lineage of his wins are very good. I think his fight style is different and tricky, and he can win multiple different ways. I think he's an underrated fighter. I do. I think he gets a bad rap.
I don't think he's underrated. I think he's rated. Like, I think he's very rated. He is good everywhere, and he gets his respect in the cage. Like, I don't think people are discounting Gary because they don't like him. I think they've rated him very appropriately despite his shortcomings with the media and his personality and all the gyms he's been kicked out of. I feel like he still is very well rated. Like, I think he's a good fighter, and I think he's very difficult to fight. Yes. I think he's he's a very difficult puzzle to solve, which is why I'm saying if Prats cannot solve the puzzle and put the pressure and start landing early, I expect Gary to make his reads. And I think every round that Gary does well goes like this: first round, second round, third round. Like, I think once he finds his range, he makes huge leaps as the fight goes on. So right. I'm not saying that I think the odds are very reasonable. I really do. I think Gary should be a favorite because he's beaten better competition, and he had a really close fight with Shavkat. But I think it's a very close fight. I think it all comes down to who can implement their game.
Who are you leaning with? You have a great MMA mind. It's something I respect a ton about you. What side are you leaning on?
This is a coin flip for me. I don't think I'm going to know until the first 3 minutes of the fight have gone.
Okay. You got to see it, feel it.
I want to see who gets their range first. And I also expect them both to feel out a lot. Like, we watched Jean Silva. He makes reads in that first round. Carlos Prats makes reads in that first round. Like, these guys, they are phenomenal at trap setting. The thing that the fighting nerds are the best at is setting traps. And I feel like that's what we've seen in other fights. And I expect that to be the same. So I think those first 3 minutes of Prats making his reads, Gary making his reads, and if Gary shoots and we see him get a takedown early, that bodes really, really well for Gary.
For sure. I'm going to take an executive decision. It looks like it's working good. Now let's try. I think we'd love to talk to the undefeated, one of the best fighters on this planet, Muhammad Mokaev.
Yeah, I just connected to Wi-Fi. I'm sorry for my.
There you go. You sound great. Sound good.
The sound is good. The picture is good. I think we got it. We got it.
All right. Elle was asking the last question, and I don't want to talk for you, but you're saying, are you happy in this karate combat space, or do we foresee a back take to MMA in the near future for you?
Yes, I think it's good for my experience for striking, and I know always gonna be like plan B, my wrestling. So I need to work on my plan A. And my first sport ever, it was karate. I started with karate. Everybody think like I'm from Dagestan, and I started wrestling. To be honest, my first ever sport was karate. So I think I'm back to my background.
I love that. Have you been watching Karate Combat through the last couple of years? They've been on this great uptick. Their social media has been great. A lot of fighters coming and going. Have you seen Karate Combat over the last year or two?
I started watching when Anthony Pettis signed there, and I think that's when I started like watching. I didn't watch every single show, but like from the highlights, I seen a lot on Instagram.
Beautiful.
I kind of wanted to ask you just about this transition out of the UFC. I don't know how much you can tell us about your release, and if you have, I know it's been very up in the air. Nobody really knows exactly what happened. Like, can you tell us more about that at all?
Of course, there's like the fight between me and Manel outside didn't help, but I think the reason it's not like a secret anymore. I think it's because of my style. They want to see maybe more striking and stuff, like bring highlights, which brings money to the company, and that's what I need to work on. And I think a couple finishes and they will sign me back in.
Okay, so
Okay.
You go, Al. You go. You go.
All right. I just on that same line of questioning there. So you were released after the Manel Cop fight, and then there was a little bit of a gap before you transitioned over to grade, and you did grappling matches, very high level grappler as well. Was there kind of like just a dead amount of time where you were waiting to see where you would go from the UFC before the Brave contract happened?
You mean the grappling tournament I've done?
Mm-hmm.
Now I just do everything just to get like keep my name out there and just to get experience in total in competition, because without competition I don't feel I'm growing, and I don't have motivation to train if I don't compete and don't test myself against the best in the world. I just want to live in competition mode all the time. It doesn't matter to me. It's either UFC. It's like some people thought if I got called from UFC, I just end my career. No, I just love to. I love to compete, and it keeps me focused in my genuine life, and keep me away from the streets, keep me away from like bad things happen. And without the competition, there's no motivation in the gym. I don't want to go gym just to be athlete. I just want to be going to the gym to compete and improve.
I love hearing that, actually. Guys, Muhammad Mokaev fighting May 2nd, Karate Combat 54 in Dubai. I love hearing that and saying like you want to, honestly, how you said you want to get back into the UFC. Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, working on striking, working on finishes. Maybe it's within the year to get back into the UFC. I love that honesty by you. I would assume you're keeping track on everything that's happening in the UFC, especially in that flyweight division.
Yes, I watch, and I'm proud of my son winning and doing good.
I love that. I
Like you
love
see,
that.
I'm
He's
working
got
on
a
my
big fight
striking
coming up, I hear. He's
little bit. I start working on my striking. I never even had in UFC like damage like this, so I've been working.
I love it. You have been one of the for the last 3-4 years prior, one of the most dominating fighters. They're just no one can touch you. You're wrestling, you're smothering, you're grappling. If you can get the striking just a 5% higher, I think you would be this unbeatable force in the flyweight division. Pantoja is one of the best fighters on this planet. That's the fight I would love to see. I'm just being honest. You versus Pantoja would be must-see TV.
I think it'd be amazing fight because I have trained with him. I did some good rounds with him, and when I was only like 21, and he knows at even that age, back in like 3-4 years ago, I'll give him like good challenge. He knows he like there's a videos where he said you're the future champion and stuff. I respect this guy. It's not up to him. I don't have anything against him. He's a great champion. He's a great role model for young generation. I'm big fan of Brandon Moreno also. He got caught from UFC. He came back. He become champion, and these people like motivate me to train harder because they're beasts.
Speaking of that room at ATT, that's actually the first place I met you. Was at American Top Team. Do you expect we'll ever see you back in Coconut Creek?
I remember. I didn't come back since I started climbing up the rankings. It's a great team. It's a great atmosphere, coaches, people around, and I didn't come back because it's Pantoja's home. I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable. So he closed the cage and like hiding each other from the training. It's his home. I just came there as a guest, and till I thought till I become champion, I'm not gonna come back. But of course, in the future, I would like to come back.
And another guy that's in that room as well. Did you get to train a lot with Kyoji? He just recently got signed to fight Tagir in the first UFC Baku event.
Yes, it's interesting story. I know the guy who inspires me, like that I have chance to come back and do good things in the organization. He was 7-1 in UFC. He beat guys like Ali Bagaudinov. He lost only to Dimitri Johnson from 2013 to 2016. He was in UFC. Then he got cut because I think they was cutting the division. And
He
now
actually chose to leave. He's one of the few that he chose to leave the UFC. Kyoji did.
and he went to Rising and showed that he's one of the best flyweights in the world, and he proved, and he came back now. And to be honest, I'm surprised that maybe they would give him chance to fight top five instead of like maybe it's just like start to fight for him now.
I have an interesting question. Most of your fights, of course, in the octagon in the UFC. This one coming up at Karate Combat 54 on May 2nd. They have this big pit. It's humongous. They got the walls. Have you started training to fight in that pit, or you think you're going to get used to it when you're there in Abu Dhabi? I mean, Dubai.
I haven't even seen real life.
Okay.
I'm just gonna enter and fight. That's it.
I love it. I love it. It's going to be a great fight, guys. May 2nd, Karate Combat 54. Oh, anything else for the great Muhammad Mokaev?
No. Hopefully, we'll see you back in Florida at some point. We'd love to have you back. And yeah, best to you, man.
Always good talk to you. All the best to you and your career.
Awesome. You too, Muhammad. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Oh, he was great. That was good.
Great guy. Speaks very well. Love it. I'm interested to see this. I might tune in to watch this card now.
I loved how honest he was about like, yeah, I want to definitely get back in there. I loved his answer about Pantoja. That was great. And then of course what he said about Brandon Moreno. What a great role model that he was in the UFC, got cut, came back, and now he's like one of the most beloved fighters in the sport.
As he should be, yeah, 100%. So he's still so young in this sport, and I think despite whatever issues he and the UFC had working together, I really do believe like he's got so much potential, and there's so many awesome fights that are left for him in the UFC, especially with all the new talent we've had come into the UFC since he was released. Like you have Joshua Van climbing up the rankings. You have, I'm going to butcher his name, Tamirov coming up the rankings.
Just the three. Just the three. Haraguchi, Morano, and Pantoja. Those three fights.
You said one out of those three names correctly. It's hard to mess up Pantoja, though.
This show stinks.
This has been the most chaotic show ever, I think.
Stinks.
Anywho, Horiguchi.
Kyoji Horiguchi.
And then Brandon Moreno. There you go. You could call him like Alex Morono.
Dude, who's a better fighter? Morano or Moreno? Okay.
They're the same size?
Oh, God. All right. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. Let's just do this game, and then we're going to call it a night. Someone asked earlier, Ryan, no, G's not coming on. It's getting close to fight week. You know, she needs some time, and I say it all the time. There's nothing more important than that. So, you know, G is doing her thing. I don't know. We might have someone else. How about another fighter coming on, you know, every other week and doing some fight banana stuff in the future? I don't know. Maybe.
There you go.
That'd be cool, right?
Okay. You must never be able to keep a secret ever.
No, I'm the best secret person ever, too. It's the funniest thing.
No chance.
It's not like a real secret. That's just
your face gives it away.
Who knows? Who could that fighter be? Could be Terrence McKinney. How about Dakota Ditchva doing some content for fight? I don't know. Who knows? That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. All right. Let's do the game.
I'm trying to find that artwork. I'm trying. Oh, here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So UFC Kansas City is this weekend. Do you have your fight card up?
I do. I'm ready.
All right. Thank you. Grant should replace G on these types of days. Wow.
I told you your face.
Wow. That would be awesome, Christian. Maybe to fight bananas near you. Breaking Dakota now, a new member of Badass Group. Whoa, Coach Mike.
That.
Dude, Dakota Ditch is a one of one, people. One of one. All right. By the categories, Elle Dawson, the great Elle Dawson, will rank UFC Kansas City. First, what fight are you most hyped about at UFC Kansas City?
I am most hyped for. One sec.
We go all day. We're live.
I am most hyped for Giga Chikadze versus David Onama.
Okay. What's the underrated banger of UFC Kansas City?
The underrated banger
Yeah. It's on the prelims. It is
is.
awesome.
Ooh. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cameron Simon.
There you go. That's the correct answer. Great fight, dude.
Great fight. Yeah.
Great fight. What is the guaranteed finish at UFC Kansas City?
The guaranteed finish. I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Ikram Alaskarov versus Andre Muniz.
Do you see which way, or just thinking both guys?
No, Ikram's going to
Ikram.
smash Andre Muniz.
Wow, smash is a strong word, though.
Smash.
It's funny. The one I was thinking of, and I might be totally wrong. A guaranteed finish, and I don't know which way. I think it's the Unama versus Giga fight. I think one of them is going to get stopped.
I got a weird feeling about that. I feel like that could happen, but I feel like they could both just bang
War?
for 15 minutes. I honestly don't know. I think it could go either way. Not
All right,
either.
well, how about this? What fight at UFC Kansas City will go the distance?
Anthony Smith versus Zhang Mingyang.
Wow. And Anthony Smith's last fight. Wow. Gets the microphone.
Last time I said that Anthony Smith was going to go over 1.5 rounds, he blew out his knee. So I could be totally wrong. Another one that I do think will go the distance is Randy Brown and Nicholas Dalby.
That's a great fight. That's the underrated banger. That's a great fight.
See, I think it could be an underrated banger, and it could also be a lot of wrestling on the cage.
Wow. All right.
Do you think that's a good?
Who's the lock of the card at UFC Kansas City?
Lock of the card.
I think it's
Jackie
Ingram.
Amorim.
What is it?
Jackie Amorim.
Who's she fighting?
Polyana Viana.
That's a lock. Yeah. Yeah, good call. Good call.
By armbar.
Wow, calling it to the team. All right. Hopefully that happens. We'll cut that up. There we go. Elle, who is the underdog pick of UFC Kansas City?
See, I don't know who's a dog.
Do you need help on that one?
Yeah, give me some dogs.
I just had it. So, Carlos Prats, Giga is an underdog. Anthony Smith is an underdog. Dalby, underdog.
What about the Pereira Magomedov fight?
Magomedov is the underdog.
I'll take a boost in that fight.
Habus. Okay.
I'll take Magomedov as a dog.
I like that. I like that.
How big of a dog was he?
Plus 140.
Yeah, I think that's great value for a boost. Christian agrees. Let's go. Oh, sorry. We both clicked it at the same time. Let's go.
Nice. Okay. On UFC Kansas City, who's the biggest superstar after UFC Kansas City? Yeah, after UFC Kansas City.
After
Who comes out of this card? The biggest superstar.
Carlos Prats.
Right. Let me finish this because I want to cut this into a video. I love this game so much. This will just be its own thing. So I have something to say after this. Remind me. Who is the prospect to watch at UFC Kansas City?
To watch is David Onama.
Who has the most to gain at UFC Kansas City?
Probably Carlos.
I don't disagree with that. If he wins, that's a big win. And then maybe pretty obvious, who has the most to lose at UFC Kansas City?
Anthony Smith.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. If he does.
What?
I feel like if I think Prates might be rated a little bit higher than maybe he should be. So I feel like if he beats Gary, I don't think it hurts Gary as much as other people.
I think Anthony Smith has an ESPN job on Monday morning, regardless of what happens Saturday night. So I disagree on that one.
Career-wise, I think he is the most.
All right.
Guys, a second would be Gary. Gary would be the next.
In the comments, tell me what I want to name that something. Elle, if you have a name for it, I want to name it. Category game. Who is? What should be the name of that?
Let's see. I don't know. I'll think about it.
Superlatives?
Yeah.
All right. Think of some. I want to. That's a thing. Each week, I'm going to cut that up. Huh?
GPT.
Okay. Can you do it after the show? I got some serious stuff to talk to you about.
All right, let's go.
You could definitely do that on air. No, with how you're talking and how you mentioned this, we haven't had a real banana bet yet. That's banana bet. I have Ian Gary defeating Carlos Prates.
Okay, I said this was a coin flip fight, so I never said I picked Prates. I said I thought I didn't have a winner.
Taking it or not taking it? You don't have to take the bet. Don't be peer pressured into it.
No, I don't think this is one I want to die on the hill for. Wow. But if you really want us to have a banana bet, like, as long as the people know that I didn't actually pick.
How about this? After the fight, on our personal Instagram stories, whoever wins, if you win, I wear the banana hat on my story saying Elle Dawson won, she's the best, and that's the story, and then vice versa.
I mean, sure. I wish we were doing this on a fight I actually had a pick for.
Oh, what fight? What fight? What do you want to do?
Is there any other fight you disagree with me on? Who are your, I said this was a coin flip. Love the peer pressure with my Dare shirt on. Say no to kids. Wow. Do you think Michelle Pereira is going to beat Abus?
Yes.
All right. I'll take that one for a banana bet. I feel better about that fight than the main event.
No, how about this? I got a good one. I don't feel super confident ever in a Michelle fight. How about let's do the 2 or 0.
Double or nothing? Okay.
Yeah. So if Michelle and Ian Gary wins, I win. If we split, no one wins. And if Abus and Prates win, you win.
Right. This is like the worst card to do a banana bet on. I'm not confident in anything, but okay.
That's a bet. We got a bet.
Guys, we need to do one where we actually, like, you know what we should have done? We should have done freaking Bryce Mitchell and John Silva. Because you thought Bryce was going to win, didn't you?
No. That day I turned. I would have never done a bet on it. It was just a feeling. Lord Gene Silva was like a minus 600. Elle, can I talk to you about something on air?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me what it is.
No. It's funny. So I might partake in some mixed martial arts betting once in a while. So I go to my app. The odds for UFC Iowa is out. I looked. What are the odds of Marina Rodriguez and Jillian the Savage Robertson? What do you think Vegas makes this?
I think Vegas makes Marina minus 170.
Marina minus 170. The Vegas odds. Jillian the Savage Robertson is the betting favorite, minus 270.
See, Vegas knew for once.
Let's go, G.
I obviously think G is going to win this fight, but I didn't expect, just with Marina's resume, I didn't expect her to be the betting favorites. Heck yeah, Vegas. Let's go.
Let's go, Vegas. Look at Dawson. Dawson's all in on the G. I love that D.
Minus
Dawson, much love, much respect. G's a minus 270 betting favorites. Get your bets in next week, UFC Iowa. Bo Nickel, a slight favorite for the first time ever. He's usually minus 800, minus 1,000. Bo Nickel's minus 240 right now. That's it. Jillian Robertson is a bigger favorite than Bo Nickel.
Hey, I love it. I'm still talking to ChatGPT. I'm sorry, but I am listening. Dude, I think they're counting Bo out here. I think Bo should be a bigger favorite against De Ridder. I really do.
So, guys, what are we going to name that game? L's picks? L's categories? Who is Sperter? I don't know. We need something.
ChatGPT is thinking.
We need answers. By category? The
category game, categories. How's Bo striking looking in the gym? Better than De Ridder's. Yes, it's rough. No, Bo looks good everywhere, and he's a stud. Why is it taking so long? Nothing I've ever done on ChatGPT has taken this long. Maybe we should let the people name the segment. What do you guys think of the segment should be?
Predictions for the fights, something like that. This short. I'm gonna get a YouTube headliner. We're gonna post it. So, all right, we need that answer.
Yeah,
if you're not ready, I'm ready. I think we did everything. I got Mokaev, Rank the Fighting Nerds, WWE, UFC. Oh, Aspinall Jones. That's happening, right?
I think so. L pre-picks.
L pre-picks. That's not bad.
Bad. Keep brainstorming for us, guys. Banana. We could do something banana related.
Banana bamboozle. Banana category.
Banana category.
Go in bananas for UFC Kansas City.
Nah. We'll think on it. It needs to be as good as all our other segments, like Peel Back the Headlines and Morning Brew, L's Picks. Somewhere between, Ryan, you went here and here. Fine. What's the middle between L's Picks?
You get bamboozle and then L.
Middle ground.
Yeah. How about ruthless choicing, ruthless picks, ruthless. God,
it's not really picks though. Like I don't know.
They're predictions by categories. They're superlatives.
Yeah, they are superlatives, but it's like.
But I don't want to say that word 100 times. I want to make this is going to be a thing.
Can you say that word 100 times? Say superlatives.
Superlatives.
Ruthless
results. That's not bad.
It's not bad. Do we want it to be something with I'm just gonna mash everything together. All right,
dude, that is so good.
I come up with something.
That is so good. All right, actually, one last thing for you guys. So this is what we do. I want to give away a Jillian Robertson signed card. All you got to do is, well, what should we do? Sub the channel. And
comment G.
Yeah. We
send us your
socials. Do tag Jillian, tag Fight Bananas about how she's going to win at UFC Iowa.
I kept stopping and then starting again. I thought you were done. I said, send us your betting slip of your bet on Jillian.
Oh, that's if you do that, you win. I'll just send it to you right there. There
you go.
Wait, Ryan, what do you mean? I'm waiting on mine at you weeks ago.
For what?
I never seen it, Ryan.
We need a DM us again.
Yeah, the database decision. Sean, you're one of the best in here. That is not one of your best takes, my man. Okay, Sean is top notch. The Celtics are going to win the finals again. I got a lot of love for Sean. Not your best choice right there. This is actually not bad. This ain't bad. Ruthless Truce by L.
I don't know. It doesn't. It should make sense for what the segment is.
I think I got it, and I think it's super easy. Ruthless predictions.
I don't love it. I need some time. I got to sit on things like this.
Can we get a petition going for Jillian to always be in the red corner? That's funny. I like that.
Support
It's an
that.
off day for Sean today. I agree, Christian. It happens to us all. We've all had some bad days. It's been an off day for Sean. It happens. It happens. All right, Al. I think we've done enough.
All right.
Hey.
I'll let you know what ChatGPT comes up with when it's done loading.
Dawson's drops.
Now we're getting somewhere. I like drops. But that doesn't tell me what it is either, you know? I think maybe we do need to play like categories.
Dawson's categories.
It's not charades, but I'm gonna come up with something.
Dawson's decisions.
Bananagories. What if we call it Banana Blitz? That's kind of cute.
Blitz picks. That's actually pretty good.
The picks off. Take the picks off. Just Banana Blitz.
Banana Blitz.
I don't hate that.
That's a good one.
That's a runner, Ryan. That's a front runner.
That is a good one, Ryan. Dude, if we're on here for an hour with 20 great minds, we'll get it, guys. We'll get it. Banana
But
Blitz.
if we do Blitz, it needs to be timed. I have to go fast.
Yeah, you love doing 9-minute videos that people watch 40 seconds on TikTok. Elle's the master of it. Elle wants to interview someone and go for 26 minutes on a 30-second interview. The best in the world.
True. I'm not built for this short.
I'm cooking on a segment. Dude, Dawson's the greatest.
Yes, Dawson.
Banana breakdown will be coming soon. We're gonna get some X's and O's. We're gonna get some, dude. The future for Fight Bananas, I'm telling you, we've had some good meetings over the past weekend. Some good stuff's happening, guys. Some really good stuff. I'm beyond excited. Yeah, we're gonna have banana breakdown by Elle Dawson, and Elle will have like a Sharpie on the pen. Like DC Spotlight will want to be banana breakdown by Elle Dawson.
I need somebody to teach me how to do that. If you guys know how to edit fight clips where I can like draw on it, draw arrows and stuff, DM me. Let me know.
All right, there you go. Like I think you have to like do it on an iPad and like somehow record your screen, something like that. But then you need another camera on you. We're gonna have producers. Oh man, I can't wait. All right, I'm done.
I would like to change my final answer for Blitz. I do think Gary has the most to lose. Because right now, people are arguing like he should be in title contention, and they're like upset that he's not. So if he does lose, that sets him back quite a bit. So I will at least give you that.
Oh. The guy that already works for ESPN has a lot to lose. He's a minus 500 bet in favor, and he's going to get smashed in 3 days.
He might. I mean, they think they're doing him a favor, but
no. Everyone knows this. He's getting TKO'd.
Yeah.
Anthony Smith knows this.
Yeah, you might be right. Anyhow, yeah, no, that's fair. Gary has the most.
Okay, Ian Gary is the most to lose. Guys, go check on Instagram. Elle Dawson did a little quick interview. It was great with Dakota Ditcheva. It's on our Instagram. It's on TikTok. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube and Twitter.
So you guys, I finally got your answer for when Dakota is fighting again.
Wow.
So watch the segment.
Yeah, watch the segment. We're not going to say it here on the show. You have to watch it. You have to go somewhere else and watch it. All right. So I think something about a banana blitz. Are we good with that?
I think it's a front runner.
Okay.
It's a possibility.
All right. Well, also in the near future, maybe on Friday of this week, another. Or should we save this for a big holiday coming up for Fight Bananas?
What big holiday is coming up for Fight Bananas?
All right. I'm out of here, guys. My hair is growing. It will be back very soon. It misses everyone very much. Elle Dawson, the best in the game. Great stuff this weekend at PFL. Very good content. Dalton Rosta and Fabian Edwards both were live on the show and then went after each other. That was great. All these interviews will be broken down tonight or tomorrow. You'll get a Fabian Edwards interview, Dalton Rosta, and the great Muhammad Mokaev was on the show talking about how he wants to be back in the UFC and wants to fight Pantoja for the championship in the near future. So that's what I heard.
Love it.
Love it. Elle, any last words?
Thanks, guys. Stay tuned in. I'm going to be sharing more of the PFL content from the last 3 weeks. We had some awesome post-fight stuff, getting you guys geared up for round 2. Thad Jean, Jason Jackson, Dalton Rosta, Fabian Edwards. No, we're not going to do that to the fighters. Some fighters like to come on at the same time.
Maybe if they're in the finals, we might. That might be fun.
I have to.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of it. Baby.
You got to work on Dave's elbows before he takes out the whole studio.
I know. All right, guys. I'm out at least. Elle can stay here all day if she wants to. I'm leaving. I'll see everyone next week. Maybe Friday. If not, we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Sunday. We might actually have a Sunday brew. That might be Jillian's last show before she leaves for Iowa. Check in with Elle and Jillian all week. Ask them.
We'll let you know. Yeah. Go. Just
put a story. Tag Jillian, tag Fight Bananas. We'll mail you the card for free. Have a great day. Later, guys.